Hey everybody, these are my trades from the last week or so. My Apple trade worked way quicker than I thought it was going to work. I bought some calls last week, if you've been following me on my channel and in the trade room. On this day, this was a breakout retest on the weekly chart, and playing the strategy that I use with my pro levels indicator, which is a swing high, swing low pattern indicator, told me that since Apple had enough strength to break through this swing high and trade up to at least $302.60, which it did. It got up to 300 and I think $17. If it traded back down to this breakout point, that's where I went long. So I bought some shares and I bought some calls. I bought some out of the money calls because they were cheaper. I bought them last week and there was 4 weeks or 3 weeks to expiry on July 17th. So I was able to pick up some 300 calls. On the day I bought them, they were a buck 50 each. And on the next day, this is a daily chart here, they went even lower. As what happened on the daily chart is that we tested this breakout area at 275, and you can see we stopped right there, and that's when we started the reversal. You know, when I bought the calls previous to that, I didn't know we were going to get down to 275. I didn't even know this level would work, so I wanted to give myself a little bigger cushion on the trade because this trade had at least a $22 reward on it, which I was rewarded yesterday. And I even thought we would stop going up right around here at 305, as this was a breakout down that never hadn't been retested yet. And we even powered through this a little bit. So those same calls that I paid $1.50 for were as high as $12.50 yesterday, which is, and we still have like, it's only July 3rd. So we still have another 2 weeks until these calls expire. And I've actually got a stop loss, a trailing stop loss on the calls now. And I put that in the trade room where I was trailing my stop. But I'm going to tie the stop loss to the daily chart now. Like if we trade back down to where this level here says we might drop, we'll probably go down to 287. That's if we don't continue upwards on to all-time highs on Monday. I'm making this video on July 3rd. The stock market is basically closed today for the July 4th holiday. So that's my Apple trade. And my other trades, this trade I got into this one yesterday. I posted this in the trade room. This looks good to me. I had a previous winner trading off the weekly breakout retest point, but for some reason, whatever the news is, we went to all-time highs in this stock, but now we're testing an important breakout area on the daily chart. So I posted in the room yesterday that I went long at 31.22, stop at 23.60, and the first target is $38. If I get that first target on the daily chart, I'll take some share. I just bought shares. I didn't buy options because I couldn't find any options that were cheap enough. So if we get my first target, I'll move the stop to break even on the rest. Because think about it, if the bulls are strong enough now, the bulls were already strong enough to push us past like 38, $39. We went all the way to $47 practically. So if the bulls step in again and we're strong enough to push back to 38.83, we should not retest this point again. So that's why I'll move my stop to break even and, take the rest of my shares off, not the rest, but a big percentage of them off at all-time highs, and then see if we can even push higher. That's what I'm doing on this one. And these were trades I found in the Set Your Stop live chat room as institutional traders were buying large options positions on options that expire 2 months in the future. And we've got institutional money also interested in this stock and making fairly large bets. Same with Apple as well. This one I got stopped out on. Um, I thought that this level here would hold up, and this breakout level here had already been tested, and it worked once. I mean, they don't work over and over, but the fact that we got a new swing low here made me take the gamble that maybe we would consolidate a little more and push up again. Um, this one had about a $5 stop on it. So remember, I'm always position sizing to my account. So I'm taking about a 0.5% to 1% risk of my account on every one of these trades. And if I get my first targets like I did in the Apple trade, I'm moving my stop to break even and then going for nice runners. Berkshire trade. That was from a couple weeks ago. I posted this breakout retest right here. Got the target, traded back down to the retest point again, but then continued higher. Now Berkshire Hathaway is making a nice move. And even this level here, if it gets retested at 499.79, that's a very good trade to take as well, if that happens. We're also breaking out on the weekly chart as well. So most likely we're going to go up to all-time highs in Berkshire Hathaway, which is at still a ways away, but on the monthly chart showing us at $540 a share. Now on the daily chart, and the weekly too. There's not that much. This might be the breakout on the weekly that takes us from 503, that takes us up to all-time highs without testing back to 489. So if any of you guys are looking for a trade and you're wondering where to get in for that possibility, um, you know, at this point you would maybe put your stop around 502. Well, sorry, 475. I know it's a ways away and it's a pretty big stop, but if you position size properly for where your technical stop needs to be, then it's no problem. You just ride it to where it goes and confident that your stop is in the right place, and you can confer with me if you're in our trade room if you want to possibly put a trailing stop on your position and where an intelligent place for that stop to be should be. Here's another stock I got into a couple days ago. So I'm already like, $10 profit on this. But this was posted by me about 3 months ago. Remember, my client has been using my strategy for a couple of years now and does a lot of futures trading with it. Caught this breakout retest on the monthly and within one day made a $40 profit for himself. I also got into that trade on a pullback and made some money, but then I took my profits. But I got back into this trade. Let me see if I can remember. Yeah, at the breakout point of the this swing over here, this little thing. So I got in around $364 a share, and it looks like General Dynamics is, well, it is. It's at all-time highs. So, it's kind of a choppy trading stock, but if you know what to expect and where to get into it, occasionally you can get a really nice big move in your favor. As I'm in now, I bought shares. I think I put my stop. Yeah, my stop's down here. I got in at 364, and I'm just gonna ride it to wherever it goes, to where more patterns show up. I mean, on the monthly chart, if we're gonna keep going up, it's gonna get to 393 on this breakout level here. If you're playing on a monthly, you have to use a larger stop. And as I said, on the weekly, it's broken out. It even tested back down and broke out again on this level here. So that's why I think it'll just keep going up for a while. Um, Daily chart shows us it could be going at least 382. So if that happens in the next several days, another entry. Remember, when a stock is trending, there's not just one or two places to get in. I mean, you can get in anywhere on a trend as long as you have an intelligent place to put your stop and know what to expect next in the trend. I also bought some calls on this one last week, as it showed up in our feed in the live chat room as a position that some institutional money was getting into with some August 21st calls. Those August 21st calls were 120 calls that I paid $2 a piece for. And hey, if the trend continues in this could certainly go up to 120 and beyond. It's trying to break out on a weekly, and same on a daily. It just got a little level here to get through. If we trade up to 112.61 in the next couple days, that's not a bad entry to go long. If you're not in this trade yet, you could do it with some options or possibly some shares and get away with a pretty small stop. As you can see, I got a ton of stocks on my watch list, and I definitely have to go through these and cull this list, because I mean, many I haven't even looked at in a while. I set alerts for where I want to get in, but if those alerts don't trigger, I have to go back through the list again and find some new trades. And it's easy to do, as we're always getting new possibilities in our set your stop room here. What institutional money's doing, and you know because an alert is a year in the future doesn't mean you have to get in today, but it's information about how big money is positioning, and we're always talking about different possibilities. And I'm here, and the other technical analysts who work with us are showing great charts to trade. So if you're not a member yet, come on board. Use my PLI code, and $300 for a year for the chance to trade with a whole bunch of professional traders and get all these different possibilities of stocks that are being participated in by institutions and hedge fund managers. I mean, look at this. Bloom Energy. I know the symbol. Um, 30 days away, 1 month away, somebody's buying $3.5 million worth of calls. Here, I'll show you this chart quickly, just as an example. Where are we? Wow. They are really buying some out of the money calls. We're down to $300. Do I see this going up to $400 in in a month's time. Not from this chart, I don't, but there's still ways to make money. I mean, I guess those were really cheap calls, and even if the stock just moves up to, you know, former high here, $350, those calls will be in will be making money. So my point is that you can see the clues of what's going on, but you still have to have the experience. You can't just buy everything blindly, and look at the charts and see if it makes sense to whatever trading strategy you might be using yourself. And you can talk to us and ask us what we think about certain charts and ideas. Here's my channel over here in our Slack workspace, and you can see my post yesterday about the Apple calls and where I was trailing my stops, so people who are following me can ask me questions. And there's my new trade over there. There's my Apple trade from last week. Everything's cataloged by day here, so can go back and see how I did, etc.